October 2011. I open my eyes in a hospital bed and my head hurts. So does my arm. So I look at it to find small glass pieces studded all over it. My chest hurts and I see drainage pipes on either sides emptying blood caused by internal injuries out of my body. My hands pain and I have no energy to lift them up, but I see various needles attached to transfuse blood and medicine into my body. But most of all, my back pains like anything, and I'm told that I have metal plates and screws inside my body going all the way down through my back. But something else was wrong. While every other body part of mine was paining and aching, I felt nothing on my stomach or my legs or my feet. I couldn't feel them at all. A doctor enters the room and announces, "You have sustained a spinal cord injury and have lost the ability to feel or move anything below your chest. You will never be able to walk again." In that moment, I feel like my life, my aspirations, and my dreams have ended. Fast forward 9 years, 29th October 2020. Newspapers around the country have a breaking news. Pratishtha Deveshwar, a Delhi University student from Punjab, makes history by becoming the first ever wheelchair user from India to study at the University of Oxford, where I'm giving this talk from today, by the way. Sometimes certain things happen in our lives that feel like the end of the world. I'm sure a lot of you have gone through or are going through something similar. Let me demonstrate what the end felt like for me. Fold all of your fingers except your ring finger and place your hand on a flat surface. Now try to lift your ring finger. Scary, isn't it? This is what I had to live with for the rest of my life. And I didn't know what to do with this body. But 3 incidents of my life made me pause and reset the way I think. And today I'm going to share with you what exactly I said to myself in these 3 situations that completely changed my mindset. And I want you to repeat after me when I do so, because I truly believe that they are the reason that what felt like the end for me was not really the end. I remember the first time I sat in a wheelchair. I asked my mother to push me in front of the mirror and leave me there alone. I look at myself in the mirror. The first thing I see is my legs that I have lost the use of, and a tear rolls down my cheek. And then, as I bring my eyes up, I see my arms that I could still lift in a cheer. I see my hands and my fingers that I could still make victory signs with and write my story with. My eyes that could still dream big, my mind that could still think big, and then came a smile that can light up the entire world. And in that moment, I said to myself, I will not focus on what I cannot do, on what I don't have. I will take all my energy and spend it working on what I am left with. So say with me, I will not focus on what I don't have, but on what I have. I do have a disability, but in my journal, I have made a list of all my abilities, and I believe in them, and I focus on them way more than things people tell me I cannot do. And that's exactly what you should do as well. One thing I'm sure my parents are tired of listening again and again, your daughter, she's in a wheelchair? Oh, I'm so sorry. Such a burden. Burden. Who wants to be a burden? So at the age of 18, I decided to leave my hometown in Punjab and shift to New Delhi to pursue my college and live independently. And people came shouting at my parents, "You are making a blunder. Your daughter is a girl with a disability. It is impossible for her to live alone, so do not send her." And let me share a little secret with you. I was nervous as well. But with a determined heart, I made the shift to live independently in New Delhi, where I lived for 3 years. And now the girl for whom people said it was impossible to live in a different city from her home is thriving. Not just in a different city, not just in a different country, but in a different continent where she's doing everything that people said she could not do. From attending classes, to getting grocery, to vacuum cleaning her room, to washing clothes, to just doing everything that everyone does. So I often say to myself, I will close my ears and ignore the naysayers. You are capable of doing so much more than the cage that people try to fit you in. So my advice is, set yourself free. I remember once I was traveling in Delhi Metro, all dressed up for a friend's party, and a lady comes close to me and she says, "You are wearing a very beautiful dress." And I say, "Thank you, I'm flattered." And then she goes on to say, "The dress is very pretty, but because you're sitting in a wheelchair, it's not looking that great. If you were able to stand, then this dress would have looked amazing." I looked at that woman and I say, "Auntie, even if I was able to stand, then you would have said, Pratishtha, if you were just 2 shades lighter, you would have looked great. If you were just a little bit thinner, you would have looked fantastic. And if you had longer hair, you would have looked like Miss India." And the list of comments, friends, is just endless. The problem is not with me being in a wheelchair. The problem is not with our weight, our skin tone, our shape, our size. The problem is not with us. It is with them. So sitting in the metro, I said to myself, I am enough. Girls, listen to me. I am enough. You are beautiful and worthy and deserving of everything in the world, every beautiful thing in the world. And don't let anyone dare to make you believe otherwise. If anyone would have told me 9 years back when I was going through the most challenging phase of my life, I would study at Oxford, I would meet Prince Charles, or just that I would be independent enough to go on my wheelchair and buy a coffee for myself, I would have laughed it off. It seemed impossible at that point. So today, when I tell you that your difficult times are not the end of your life and there are beautiful days ahead, I hope you don't think I'm crazy, because my life is an example of the fact that if you focus on your abilities, if you ignore the naysayers, and if you believe that you are enough and worthy, you will be able to transform yourself from being the victim to being the victor. Thank you.